Hi, thank you for wanting to learn more about Ultrise. Ultrise was developed to simplify the tracking, logging, and reporting of volunteer data and any other data that could be tracked and needs third-party verification. So we're going to do a really quick, broad overview so you get kind of the gist of some of the features that make it so easy to use. So Joe is our amazing volunteer. He is brought to the add activity screen right away. He can choose the time that it took him to do the activity, the date he did the activity, and a brief description. And then he can identify what type of activity this was and even skill development. So anything that he might have learned, he can use that as well. He can upload a picture. And this area here means that he is sharing this information with other entities that are requiring him to do volunteering. He does have the ability to say he doesn't want to share with specific activities with certain organizations. He will get a pop-up letting him know that, hey, this organization does want to know what you're doing, but he can still say, that's okay, I don't want them to know. But for our purposes, we do. So we'll continue. And Ultrise can be found as an app on your phone or just typed into your browser as ultriseapp.com. Next, he wants to find a verifier. So if it's somebody that he's used before, it's going to show up in this recent verifier list. If not, he can type in the verifier's email or portions of the organization's name and search based on that. If that organization or person does not show up, that means they do not have their free volunteer verification account, and so they can be invited. Also, there might be a QR code that the organization has provided that Joe could scan as well. So for our purposes, we're going to say that he volunteered at the food bank and just verifying that, yep, this is the right food bank, the right individual, and it's done. It's that simple. So then Joe gets brought to his dashboard where he can see some really cool data points and see if there's any goals that he's trying to accomplish, like an 80-hour requirement, for example. He can also see what's still left in pending, anything that's been verified, and any drafts he needs to talk about and address as well. Also with opportunities, just with typing in a city, state, and then his interests followed by the enter key so that it takes, he can search for different volunteer opportunities in his area, general area, so whatever area he put here. So that's a wonderful feature as well if he's having a hard time finding different opportunities. Then the individual report, that is something that is free to Joe and any other volunteer so they can use their data for their own purposes, maybe to get scholarships or find a job, whatever it might be, they have access to their own information. Again, the goals area is all set and ready to go, and they can put in whatever goals they have and they need. Profile, pretty self-explanatory. They can change this based on where they move, whatever it might be, and create organization. So Ultrise is similar to Facebook in that you need to have a personal account in order to do all the other things. So if Joe ends up being a verifier for another organization or anything like that, he can be added as well. All right, so that is, and then the question mark up here is where all the how-to videos are to help people learn more about their account. As we go into a verifying account, again, which is free for the verifying group, this is Ted Nope. He has the food pantry. You'll notice that his verification button here is greened, where for his other group, it's grayed. It means he has something that he needs to pay attention to here. And he also did receive an email that let him know that Joe wants him to verify his information. So when he clicks in, he'll see Joe, stock shelves. He can deny, archive, or verify. Again, he could have also shown Joe his QR code to have Joe scan that. Otherwise, he can verify and say, great job, some wonderful feedback, which shows up on Joe's report, and then any internal comments that he just wants for his own organization about Joe. Maybe he's really good with, he can lift heavy objects, and so you put that in there just to know for future reference on what type of volunteer you might be in need of. Once that's done, then Ted can go back. He can edit the organization. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Edit his team. He can have as many team members as he needs for his free account to be successful. Just as long as they're in the right role, that's great. He also can have a free report of the organization to see how many things have been done for his specific organization. So if we kind of change it up a little bit and see a bigger impact, you can see had 4 unique volunteers during this time frame, this many hours were done. This data is really great for these nonprofits because they don't have the money usually for a digital solution like this, but they need the money in the form of grants, and they need this data to be able to get that. So it's a great privilege to be able to offer a way for them to increase their funds. And then they do have the opportunity to post a day of action, which is basically a way to connect and get those volunteers that have already been active with their organization, let them know that there are other opportunities available. So that is some of the free features of Ultrise. And the paid features would be more for those high schools that require volunteer data, or higher government organizations that might need it for tracking for, say, Medicaid requirements. Also, those employers that are looking to increase their presence in the community and have solid data that is happening. So again, thank you so much for your time and learning a little bit more. If you'd like to learn more about those paid features, please go to ultrise.com and click on that demo button. Let us know that you've already seen this video, and we can go from there after you've scheduled your session with me. So thank you so much, and happy Ultrising.